using on the bottom right corner of the viewport. Add a texture coordinate node, noise texture node, and a color ramp node. Connect the object output of the texture coordinate node to the vector of the noise texture. Connect the factor output of the noise texture to the factor of the color ramp. Connect the color ramp to the principled shader so you can see the noise texture effect. Move the black and white color stops of the color ramp toward the center. Add a second white color stop to the left of the black color stop. Making any changes to these color stops will affect the look of the noise texture and where the cracks will appear. The black outline you see is where the cracks will form. The appearance of the cracks can be affected by the scale and detail of the noise texture. Disconnect the color ramp from the principled shader. Add a bump node and connect it to the normal input of the principled shader. Connect the color ramp to the height of the bump node and make any changes to the strength as required. For a metal material, add a color ramp node and add a third color stop that is a light gray color. Connect the color ramp to the metallic input of the principled shader, and then change the color of the principled shader. For the asphalt material, duplicate the principled shader, add a Voronoi texture node, and change the distance to edge. Connect it to the principled shader and increase the scale. Connect the principled shader to the material output, add a mix RGB and a noise texture. Add a color ramp between the noise texture and the mix RGB node, so you only have a black and white texture. Change the scale and detail of the noise texture. Add a second bump node and connect the Mix RGB shader to the height of the bump node. Connect the bump node to the normal of the second principled shader. Add a mix shader between the second principled shader and the material output. And connect the first principled shader to the mix shader and adjust the factor.